Invis is everything braces isn't. Eating the food you love, life uninterrupted. Invisalign.
We are back at Levi Stadium with this week's DGDG.com feature story.
Allie Williams joins us now with the story of the two cross-country champions and the memory of their fallen coach.
Yes. Gigi, Clifford, and Sam Wallenstrom are captains on Marin Catholic's track and cross-country teams. They've learned to love running first, winning second, but they had no idea that the coach teaching them these important lessons would be gone so soon. If an athlete is lucky, they'll have a coach that understands them. If they're even luckier, they'll have one that changes their life.
He took so much time out of his day, out of his week, out of his whole life to come and train with us.
He was like a friend, and he was also like a mentor, and I think that was something that was really important because most times coaches, they're just strictly your coaches, and so he had that other aspect to him where he could get down on our level and really relate to us in that different way.
Mark Rickman coached cross-country and track at Marin Catholic, and his passion for life and running touched everyone. So when Mark went missing in June of last year, the community was desperate to find him.
We were about to go and run with our head coaches, Tim and Diana, and my mom received a call that morning, and they said that their friend was missing.
They specifically didn't tell us who it was, just not to worry us.
And that a search and rescue team was off and finding them.
You know, he was out there and something happened and he flipped and he probably couldn't get back on the boat. And we went out and did 2 days of search and rescue. We searched both sides of Tomales Bay, and they ended up finding his body about a week later after he went missing.
The news crushed everyone. One of the first things Gigi did was find Sam.
She just runs into the house and is really shaken up. We just spent that night with our captains and with our teammates, and then we went over to our head cross-country coaches.
The door knocks, and it's probably 15 kids. So we had a moment, and you know, Gigi brought cookies and ice cream, and we sat around and we began healing right there.
As captains, Gigi and Sam had to be part of the leadership that navigated through the tragedy.
We were captains last year, but also Lyle Ruman, who's running at Cal Poly right now. He was our senior captain, and so was Maddie Dowd. And I think that they really took that initiative and were like, we need to heal and we need to remember it.
For us, that's something that we really took in stride and all kind of came together with that idea that we are running for Mark, but we are also running because we love it and because he's taught us to love it.
But leading your team was hard while experiencing your own grief for such a huge loss. Mark loved training with the team, and the feeling was more than mutual.
He literally, he loved the kids and went beyond running, but it was more the relationship we all want with athletes is to have them listen and understand what we're saying and then applying what you learn in athletics to your life. And Mark was a master at that.
To lose that mentor and that father figure and that coach was really hard. And I think that I was in shock, and it took a lot of grieving.
Gigi was one of just 2 female distance runners under Mark's direct coaching, so the loss hit her especially hard.
I've always loved running, but it wasn't until after he passed away that I really kind of gave almost all of my energy into the sport.
For some people, a moment of crisis can actually force them to train harder, and in some instances people train too hard. So for us, the biggest challenge was to slow Gigi down.
It was a way of coping, of like grieving with everything that I lost from him as a person, just leaving, but it was also a way of like knowing that everything that I was doing within the sport of running and loving it and taking it each step further was for him.
Gigi says her love of running and motivation for Mark is what helped her prepare for the league finals.
Each step I was taking was like a step with Mark, and it was for Mark. Like that's what brought me to the end and to the finish line. And I think that that was our celebration as a team for everything that we've been through.
Gigi won MCALs and was named the Marin County Athletic League Runner of the Year. The girls both hold impressive titles. Sam won state in the 800 meters as a sophomore. Sam was sidelined by injury last year but is back in full health, and both she and Gigi are ready for their senior year with the Wildcats.
One more year here, one more year on this track is really special because this was like the last time that we ran with Mark was on this track.
It's a lot easier when there's a good dynamic between the leaders, and we have that.
They're graceful, they're great leaders, they are strong.
Hopefully, if we can race, I know that it's been a big dream of Sam and I's for a long time to compete against each other.
Gigi and Sam can continue their healthy competition as they both head off to Division I schools next year. Gigi is committed to Vanderbilt, and Sam will run for Duke. And they'll both carry Mark's spirit with them at the next level.
I feel prepared to go into college with that and run at that level with, you know, the ideals and all of the things that Mark has taught us. And I'm really looking forward to being pushed by my teammates, carrying on the idea that, you know, we're running because we love it and we're gonna have fun with it. And it's, you know, it's a different level, but, you know, the same ideas still exist.
They'll take each new experience one step at a time. And remember, it's all for the love of running. Throughout my time with Gigi and Sam, one of the biggest things they both emphasized was the importance of their cross-country family. They got through everything together and will carry Coach Mark and his legacy with them as they move forward in life.
Yeah, two outstanding athletes doing very well and expected to do well again this year, right?
Absolutely, and this year, and I can't see what they do moving forward as well.
Absolutely.